What is going on? Movie Meals. Look at this. Look at this. I missed the movies. Our merch. I finally got some. Mine came super fast. So I got this. I got one of the hoodies, pants on the way. But man, guys, I've liked Teespring before. They're not a sponsor, but this is so comfortable. I am digging it. The logo came out amazing. I miss the movies. We all miss the movies. So guys, all that's gonna be linked in the description of this review. Go check it out. Go help support us, because the stuff, I was blown away when I first got it. There should be an unboxing video up before this review, so go watch that if you're curious what the hoodie looks like. But man, I'm a hoodie guy, and it fits so well. Like, if the hoodie doesn't fit well, I got a hoodie from my work that doesn't fit super great. Sleeves are short. I hate wearing it, but I have to some days. But this is so comfortable. I got the camera a little low because I want to show it off. Kyle, great job on the designs. This looks wonderful. I'm hyped.
Thank you.
I'm hyped.
That's crazy to see it like almost in person. We're not quite in person because of Zoom, obviously, but that I'm incredibly proud of what we're making when it comes to this merch, and I hope everyone likes it.
Yeah, I mean, I love it. Yours should get here soon, my guy. I want to know how the sweatpants look. But all right, we are here for a review,
UPS.
Non-spoiler review of. You gotta say the title again to me. I blanking on her name. It's Ma's what?
Ma Rainey's Black Bottom.
Rainey's Black Bottom. I got all of it, but her name Rainey. All right, Kyle and I checked it out. Netflix movie. I believe it's his second to last movie. R.I.P. to the legend. Wakanda Forever, Chadwick Boseman. I think it's his second to last movie. When I was kind of looking at IMDb, it looked like I think he had one more that he was a part of. But if not, this possibly his last film. So Kyle, let's just jump into it. Non-spoiler review. What'd you think of the film? What are your positives?
Well, let's start off with Chadwick Boseman. I mean, this dude is just was such an incredible talent, and it's on full display when it comes to this. This honestly, to me, might be like one of his best roles, if not his best role that he had in his unfortunately short career. I thought just on his own, whether he was on his own or whether he was, working with any actor that was opposite of him, he was just crushing it, giving it his all when it came to this role. And opposite of him with Viola Davis, who plays Ma Rainey, she killed it as well. They really had a great almost power struggle when it came to her music versus the music that he wanted to play versus the career that he wanted, and as compared to hers. And I thought that was done really well, kind of this old regime versus the new regime type of struggle. But at the same time, they're just both passionate in what they do, but they are handling things differently. And I think their performances really displayed those characters and what their hopes and dreams and what they were really wanting when it came to their musical careers. But outside of, when it comes to talking about those characters' musical careers, I think this movie does a really great job of highlighting the importance behind that music that was played around in the 1920s for African Americans. When it came to that sort of jazz music, it really showed what this music really meant to them. It was their music and their music alone during a time where they were trying to convert from the South to the North in order to get better lives. But even still, they're dealing with things such as racism, things like prejudice. And it's really on display, even though this movie is in only about one or two rooms. It's really being a script that's converted from a play to a movie, and you can feel that when it came to how the sets were and how the actors moved around these sets. It was only about one or two for this movie, but you can still feel the powers in those themes echoing through the performances and through how this movie was able to display that time period, not just for the setting, but also just for what African Americans had to deal with. So when it came to those sorts of things, I thought this movie did an incredible job, and I really recommend for people to go check this out. This movie is very, very good.
Yeah, I just finished watching Mank finally on Netflix, and Kyle had mentioned, hey, this movie finally came out. I've been wanting to see it, so I went right over to it, and you go from Mank, which was 2.45 or something like that in length, and then I jumped over this. It was an hour and a half, and I was kind of surprised.
Yeah.
I was like, that's a little short for a movie. It's kind of the old school sweet spot in movies. And I knew it had been getting rave reviews for Chadwick and Viola Davis, who I obviously love, both of them. And you were right, man. He is a talent. I mean, the first movie I ever saw him in was 42. and I think he's great as Jackie Robinson. I think
Mhm.
it's a very underrated movie. It was a
Oh
Get
yeah.
On Up is where he plays Jackie Brown. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yep, that
Yep.
movie is awesome as well. He is a talent, was a talent of a performer, and for this to be one of his final films to go out on, unfortunately, is just a triumph. I hope it gets all the love it rightfully deserves. It is a powerful story. It is a quick story, but every, no pun intended, but every note it hits well, and it had me uh, getting teary eye at times. It had me kind of laughing. It had me hopeful. It had me nervous at times, and I really loved it. The performances were so good, and it's hard to tell a quick story, especially in the days where we're dragging them out so much. And this story from
Yeah.
start to finish, you're invested. These performances are out of this world. I mean, Viola Davis also just kills it. The supporting cast is phenomenal. The ending is not what I was expecting and hit real hard, and it is
Mm-mm.
just such a strong movie. Um, and I really, really enjoyed it. Did you have any negatives, Kyle?
Honestly, just about none. I mean, the one critique that I would probably have is that I would have liked to see um, the polar opposites of Viola Davis and Chadwick Boseman's characters uh, seen together on screen a bit more. Like they were really done a lot separately, and in the moments, the really short moments where they are brought in together, and you see their polar opposites of who they are as people and musicians, like really starting to hit off against one another and not be working. I just would have liked to see a bit more of that, but I think for how short this movie is when it comes to its runtime and the story that's trying to tell, it still does a really good job and is still impactful. But those two performances are just so good, and pretty much what I'm saying is that I just want to see more of them together on the same at the same time on the screen. So,
Yeah.
despite that small criticism that I have, I thought this movie was definitely one of the best ones of the year, and I'm really glad that I got to watch it.
The director, George C. Wolfe, I've never heard of. I've never seen any of his other films. He's done kind of some small work. But if this is kind of your big thing for Hollywood to really take some more notice in you, good on him. It is awesome. I really don't have any nitpicks. If maybe I wanted more of the movie and I wanted it to go on a little longer to see more. But there are some scenes in this movie that are powerful, like powerful, and I
Mhm.
loved it from start to finish. It keeps you in. I highly recommend anybody go see it. So, any final thoughts, Kyle?
No, I think that this movie is really great, and I think that it's going to get a lot of Oscar praise if we do get an Oscars. I still don't know if that's happening or not, but I think this can be a contender.
Me too. All right, guys, what did you think of the film? If you've seen it, if you have not, please go check it out. It is worth it. Remember to get some of that merch. All that'll be linked in the description.
Woo!
And thank you to our
Looks
patrons
good.
for your support. We appreciate it. Go check that out. We have a Patreon as well. And as always, thanks for watching, Mom.
See you guys.